Jazza's Pro Artist Series, and I'm gonna do this painting here. A little shout out for Christmas because it is around the corner. Hello and welcome back to HWD. My name is Miguel. I'm one of the coaches here. We all talk about growth, success, leadership, expansion in your life. And today I'm going to explore my art skills and push them to the limits with the Jazza's Pro Artist Series. And I'm going to do this painting here. And I have a few other ones that I did. I'll show these off later. A little preview right there. And let's get into it. I think I'm inclined to do the shark with the crab. Maybe give the crab a little Santa hat. Maybe some reindeer ears or some elf thing to the shark. I'm thinking of doing a Christmas theme because it is around Christmas time. Now that I've chosen, let's get to the drawing and I'll put this on a time lapse.
So I started off with a Santa hat for the crab. I knew I wanted that from the very beginning. I moved over to the shark and started thinking what I could do to it. And I started thinking about reindeers. Rudolph came up with the nose, so I started painting the nose. The gills really gave me scarf vibes, so I decided to follow that down and give him a really good scarf. Moving into the Christmas tree. And then coming in with the actual line work. So that was done with pencil first and making sure that, everything was correct. Erasing some errors before I came in with the actual marker and putting that down. Christmas lights on top again, making sure they stuck out. This was probably the hardest part here, the Christmas tree, coming in and making sure that it looked like a Christmas tree, but still belonged underwater. And then we erased all the pencil lines I had. Then we started coming in with the colors. I started with the crab first, making sure that I knew what color I wanted the crab to be. Starting it off with a little bit of pink. I wasn't sure that if I wanted to make it a complete red, so I started low with colors, adding in a couple shades and a couple highlights, making sure that I kept true to its color. After that, we moved forward into other pieces of the artwork. Starting with the candy cane well on top, making sure it stood out. It was a little bit hard with the white because I wanted to make it red white. With a white piece of paper, white is a little bit hard. We moved in with the rocks. As soon as I started coloring them a little bit with the tan, it gave me cookie vibes. Chocolate chip cookies, especially Santa's favorites. So I started thinking about how I could combine the chocolate chip cookie theme with other aspects of the artwork. Soon moving forward with the actual shark, with the Rudolph red nose, coloring the antlers, and then moving straight to the scarf. I knew I didn't want to make the scarf green and red. I wanted to give it a little bit of a different color, so I came in with a little bit of blue, trying to tone it down, making sure it wasn't a complete blue. Shark, your standard color, gray. And coloring in, starting from the darkest, coming in with the highlights, his mouth a little bit of pink. Moving in with the Christmas lights in the background, I knew I wanted to make sure that those colors stood out. Similar to the same colors that I used for the Christmas tree. Again, the Christmas tree was probably one of the most challenging parts of this whole artwork. Trying to make sure that it looked like a Christmas tree, but somehow still belonged underwater. Very interesting. I wanted to make it a light green and come in with a little bit darker green. So I started using yellow and blue, combining those and making sure it didn't just dull all the colors because the markers I have for the green are very dark. Then I came in with the dolphins, painting them pink, and the turtle, again, using that blue and yellow, making sure they stuck out. Here I go back to the Rockworks with the idea of the chocolate chip cookies. I knew that they needed a little bit more chunks so I could match the left one. So in the combination of the right rock and the bottom rock, I added a little bit more chunks to see if I could make them both look like chocolate chip cookies like the left one did. While I start coloring them in, I forget to erase my line work. So a lot of the chunks themselves start looking a little bit too gray when I come in with the markers and really not looking the same as the other one. So I move forward from that, still thinking that I want to make the background a milk color. If anyone knows how to do a milk color with a white background. Please let me know, was I supposed to use tan? I wasn't sure. So with the idea of wanting to make these cookies and the idea of where do cookies belong in milk, I decided to move forward to the last few pieces that I had here, starting with this coral and this other rock that I have here, and then really focusing on this background. Real quickly, I realized that a milk color was probably not in my wheelhouse at the moment, so I decided to go with a gradient coming in with very dark at the bottom, very black, and grading it all the way up to what I thought maybe a purple. This part of the artwork took me a while. It really took me by surprise how many intricacies there were, especially these little fishes that were getting in my way, the coral, the rocks, the crab, the actual shark itself, and making sure it really did a nice gradient. I'll go ahead and fast forward through most of this because it is a lot of me just painting over all these little pieces that are here and making sure I get a solid gradient. And coming back, I just finished the top a little bit here with a gradient color. And again, a lot of work to make sure that this is a good gradient. And this is how it turned out after going over it a few times. I really do enjoy how it turned out. I mean, a couple of my favorite parts of this artwork is the nose. The Rudolph nose is very bright and I just truly enjoy how it looks. The crab is another one of my favorites. He almost seems like he's caroling, singing a song with his mouth open, with his Santa hat, his bow tie. He's ready to go. And then you got the candy cane whale on top, Christmas tree at the bottom. Really enjoy how this artwork turned out. If you have any comments or any suggestions on what I should do to improve it or what you would have done differently, please let me know.
As promised, I did say that I had a couple other pictures that I drew. I have Mr. Elf guy. I think he turned out pretty cool. He is the master of, or the senior leader of gift wrapping up in the North Pole. You see he's carrying his professional book of gift wrapping. He has gift wrapping paper. Very wise man. He's seen some things and truly like how this one turned out. Comment down below which one you like better. And here goes the time lapse on how I did it.
Coming in with the old elf man, the wise man himself, gift wrapper pro. Again, started off with just pencil work, coming in with line work with the markers, making sure that they stuck out, erasing all the line work that was done with the pencils. In this one, I decided to use a couple of the thicker markers to make sure that a lot of the lines that were there before really didn't stick out. But quickly after that, I started moving in with some colors. I knew I wanted a red-green color scheme. And so the hat is red, green, and I think I made it backwards. So I quickly looked up what an elf with a red-green hat would look like, and they had red pants and a green shirt. So I decided to go in with that. The cape itself was a little bit challenging. And again, the real challenging part was his beard because it's white. If anyone has any tips on how to paint white with markers on white paper, please let me know. It's something that I was trying to learn with and try to succeed. I know the lines were still a little bit distracting, so I decided to add some lines to the hat. Then color in the book. I did lose one of my time lapse here where I finish off the artwork. I really enjoy how he turned out. I did get a little bit of smudge somehow on the left side of the artwork, but outside of that, he's holding his book of wrapping, right? His secrets, his stories, everything is in there, telling other elves how to wrap the paper. He has a whole backpack full of wrapping papers. If you look in there, there's wrapping papers like candy canes, wrapping papers with stars, wrapping papers with Christmas trees, obviously some green and red because it's Christmas time. Very wise man, very knowledgeable on how to do gift wrapping for Christmas.
Finally, one bonus art piece that I made. Here is a sphere. an ornament, I suppose. It was supposed to be crystal clear. It turned out a little bit more gray than I wanted. Doing some artwork. You got a little bit of side pieces here, trying to figure out how to do gold, how to do other things. If you want a series on an art piece that I made, or you want a special art piece, please let me know, comment down below. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon.